I want you to take this away with you. Say, somebody say earth, air, fire, water. Anybody know what those are?
The four elements.
The four elements, right? I want you to think about your life when you think about the four elements. This is what I call the four elements of life. So when you go outside and you drop something, you say, I dropped it on the ground, right? But that's really earth. Whether it's concrete, whether it's dirt, it's earth. So earth is the first one. You got to go through your life being grounded. Because ground and earth are synonymous with one another. Grounded, anybody knows what being grounded is called? Being what? Being humble. Never think that you're too high or you are above anybody else. Always be humble. If you think you know everything, then can't nobody teach you nothing. If you got a closed fist, nothing can get out of it or nothing can get in it. Right? Sometimes we got to release things to let things go so that we can replace it with something that's positive. So the second one is air. We talked about earth. Let's talk about air. Is there air in this room?
Yes.
Can you see it?
No.
But you know it exists, right? Because you have faith that it exists, although you can't see it. Some of us will be going through problems in our life, and we can't see the solution to the problem. We can't see the end of what we're going through. But just like you have faith that air exists and you have never seen it, you also got to have faith that there's a solution to your problems and there's an answer to your prayers. You just got to have faith. What's the third one? Fire. Now, we can't live without earth. We can't live without air. And we can't live without water, but we can live without fire. So why is fire so important? Well, when you talk about life, how many people know? Well, let me ask you a question. Who was the greatest basketball player that ever lived?
LeBron James.
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Michael Jordan.
So, in my generation, it was Michael Jordan, right? Did you all know that Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team? His coach said he wasn't good enough.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So that's the fire that Michael Jordan had to go through. If there is nothing in front of you that you have to go through, it will never push you to how great you could be. Michael Jordan went back, he practiced, he got on this game, and he came back, he tried out for the team, he made the team. Just think about if he would have gave up. He went from being cut from his high school basketball team to being the greatest player that ever played the game of basketball. And then let's talk about water. He talked about water. Water, yes. No. That's the actor. No. So the last one is water. Remember we talked about water represent being what? Flexible. When you come here, you got to be flexible. When you're living in your parents' house, you got to be flexible. You got to follow the rules of the environment in which you find yourself in until you can create your own environment. When you create your own environment, you can develop your own rules. So earth, being grounded, air, having faith, fire, learning how to deal and overcome your obstacles, and water, being flexible. And those are your four elements of life: earth, air, fire, water.